Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 8th episode of Alumni Talks with our recommended practitioners. I am your host Sanjana Purohit, and today we are in conversation with our mind clarity coach, Jyoti. I would quickly like to introduce about our organization. iChat is an organization dedicated to behavioral, emotional, and mental growth of individuals from all the areas of society through education, intervention, and guidance. Our institute is based on a solid value system of quality, philosophy, and where we believe that therapy is not about focusing on the weaknesses but also about focusing on the strengths. Before I begin, I would quickly like to mention about our MHP challenge. It is an initiative by mental health care practitioners requesting people to seek help before it's too late. I would also like to request everyone to ask us questions on the comment section, and we would surely like to answer to them. So let me check where is Jyoti, and she will be there in some time. So till the time she joins, I would like to quickly introduce about our speaker. Jyoti ma'am functions as a mind clarity coach, hypnotherapist, trainer, and a psychologist. She runs her own private practice at Thane. She had a pretty interesting and evolutionary journey that actually got her into the space of mind work. She was originally an electronics engineer where she worked in a software company. Her interest slowly started progressing naturally from programming computers to programming minds. She did her master's in clinical psychology, and then a couple of years later, she went into learning spree to learn from the best of mentors and institutions in the field of psychology about a range of psychotherapy modalities and skills. She functions as an online mentor, counselor, and trainer. So let me check where is Jyoti. Meanwhile, if you all have any questions, do let us know in the comment section and we would surely answer to them. Let me check. And she'll be there in few moments. A quick hi to everyone who has joined us today. Hello everyone. Once she joins, then I'll start. Meanwhile, you all can ask us questions. Let me check. Jyoti, you have to send me a request over here and I'll approve your request. So, hello everyone. Hello Pranita. Hello Sanjay. Hello Sehachta. So if you have questions, and also I would like to request everyone to start with the MHP challenge. And if you are a mental health care practitioner, or even if you're not a mental health care practitioner, you can just simply make a video and say that visiting a mental health care practitioner is so important. And it's not about always focusing about the weaknesses you have. You can also visit a mental health care practitioner if you want to achieve something.
Hey Sanjana.
Hi.
Some technical issue I've been trying to get in through the laptop. I don't know what is this. We'll go ahead with
Yes.
the phone.
Sure. So,
Just give me 2
Jyoti.
minutes for me to just adjust the phone, okay? Just a
Sure,
second.
sure.
Is that okay?
No, the way you kept it earlier was fine. Yes.
Yes?
Just
Brilliant.
a bit front of you. Yes, perfect.
Okay.
You can
I
also
think we'll
hold
have to
it.
manage, yeah. Yeah, okay, that will be fine. Okay, go ahead.
Perfect. So,
I have it
Jyoti,
all
I
set
had
on my laptop, but for some reason, I don't know, it's not giving me the request button. So, some older
the
version of the app
Instagram
maybe.
live. So Instagram live happens only on phone.
Oh, is that so? Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Brilliant.
Okay, fine. So, I just gave an introduction about yourself. Would you like to say something about yourself and what do you do?
Okay. So basically, I function as a mind clarity coach and a hypnotherapist and a trainer, basically a psychologist. So what I do is basically coaching in therapy, but the mind clarity coach part of it, I would just like to maybe expand that a bit.
Yes, yes.
So yeah. So what I have seen in my own personal life, from where I actually landed up in this field,
Mm-hmm.
is that life is basically a series of situations. Okay, some situations we know how to manage, we just manage it, go ahead. Some we find it challenging, but we still know what we need to do and we go ahead with that. But there are situations where, for some reason, we call it as a problem, either because we have a distorted version of the problem or a distorted version of, about ourselves, about our ability to handle it. And
Right.
so that is a state of either confusion or delusion. From there to a state of clarity where we are able to see the problem for what it actually is without, imposing our personal opinions on it, and seeing ourselves for what we really are, is a state of clarity. So many a
Right.
times in my own life, as well as in the people that I work with, I've realized that it's this. Once this gap is bridged, you move people from a state of confusion, delusion to a state of clarity. Then they are on their own. They kind of figure out. So that is why in my personal opinion, coming to a space of clarity is like really important, especially when you're dealing with a problem. So the
Yes.
mind clarity coach part of it.
Oh, wow, that's actually very interesting because many a times we are in a situation and I especially I do that कि मेरी गलती थी मुझे नहीं ऐसा करना चाहिए था.
Correct.
So
And
the
also
clarity
about,
part, yes.
yeah, and also about how we have these borrowed ideas of a good life. तो कुछ हो जाता है तो वी लाइक नहीं नहीं ये नहीं हो सकता मेरी लाइफ में, या तो नहीं नहीं मैं ऐसा नहीं कर सकती. So those
Right.
all those distortions kind of make it look like a problem, otherwise it's just another situation. So once you come
True.
to that clarity, it's like a brilliant space.
So it also happens in many movies also कि मूवी में तो ऐसा नहीं होता है ये लाइफ में ऐसा क्यों होता
हाँ,
है.
करेक्ट 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 करेक्ट. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर बोरोड बिलीव्स. बचपन में ले लिया, उसके बाद जिंदगी भर
हाँ.
क्वेश्चन नहीं किया, एंड यू हैव दीज ब्लॉक्स वेयर लाइफ शुड फिट इन, अदरवाइज इट्स अ प्रॉब्लम. So just
Yes.
coming to that clarity is like an awesome space to be in.
Yes. So what are the types of cases that you handle?
Okay. So when you say type, I generally do not go the DSM specific diagnosis. Okay, so that I leave it to the psychiatrist if at all we need to work with the psychiatrist for an issue. So I do not deal with depression and bipolar and things like that. What I deal with is the pain point. What is the person having an issue with? And how would he like to see it resolved? That's all it is for me. Okay, so I do not really go with the labels part of it. So types wise, if I were to say, majorly the first and foremost is unpleasant emotions, because people generally, all of us, we have been brought up, or whatever is it call it social conditioning. We just feel uncomfortable with unpleasant emotions. We do not know how to deal with it.
True.
And that's why most of the problems become a problem when the emotion involved is unbearable. So it can be an emotion of fear, anxiety. So fear can be many, like fear of illness, fear of death, fear of ghosts. So there was a kid who had a fear of
हाँ.
ghosts, right? Then there is anxiety about multiple things in life, or it can be anger. So these are the primary emotions that people generally come. मतलब context कुछ भी हो सकता है, but these are the areas कि मुझे गुस्सा बहुत आता है, मुझे डर बहुत लगता है, anxiety बहुत लगती है. So that is one category, if I can put it like that. Then there are these psychosomatic issues where they first go through the doctors and there's nothing wrong with their reports, organically everything is fine, but still they have a problem like a skin rash or an
Right.
urticaria or some unexplained pain in the abdomen, or stress related incontinence. So all these, there is organically they are like fine, but then they still have an issue which is right there in front of them. So those are another kind of stuff that I get to work with. Then coming to the student section, there is a lot about concentration issues, fear of failure, fear of exams. There are some kids who don't have a fear of exam. They're okay to fail in the exam, but they're like, घर में जाके मम्मी पापा को क्या बोलना है? So the fear of parent is so much that is their issue. एग्जाम का तो कुछ नहीं मैम, वो तो मैं पढ़ के पास कर लूंगा, लेकिन मम्मी डैडी नहीं होता मैनेज. So that kind of thing, and then it comes up as a presenting issue of the parent is generally like concentrate नहीं कर रहा बच्चा, तो concentrate नहीं कर रहा because of all these fears that are playing. So those kind, that is one section. So yeah, majorly these are the ones that I get to work with.
And you said it very nicely that you don't have to tag anyone कि इसको ये है तो ये मैं इसका ये करूँगी. You just have to work with the issue. That's very nice.
So there is an importance to the tagging when it comes to what medications to give, or maybe for the reporting, researching purposes. So I get it, but when working with the person, the label does not matter to me at all, because when you say depression, also there could be 10 different things that they are actually suffering. So what is their issue? What is the result state? How do we get there? That's the
and if you say कि आपको depression है, so my whole this would be like कि मेरे को depression है, मेरे को depression.
Correct.
So what are the different techniques that you use from CHCP?
Okay. So basically I have been, so there was a time, so I have the cycles, okay. So I go into a learning cycle and then into an applying cycle. So when I was in my learning cycle before I ended up in psychology, there have been multiple trainings that I've been attending. So from CHCP specifically, it is hypnosis and NLP. And then there is the RABT, CBT part. So there are these, then there are, otherwise I've also learned about the meditation, breathing techniques. There are some which I don't really use much, which is related to energies and auras and all of that. That's yet to be explored. So out of all these techniques, a CHCP is the place where these things kind of came together for me. So these were like in different compartments in my head. So I know if it's energy work, it is this, and if it is body work, it is this. If it is mind work, if it is RABT, then it is this. With CHCP, what really happened was a beautiful amalgamation of all the techniques that I've learned, and that is how CHCP has kind of helped me. So if you ask me what techniques, some of them are like my hot favorites, so to speak. So metamodal questioning works like brilliantly when you don't have the clarity, when the person is coming up with too many things, and and sometimes it's very clear where they want to reach, but they just don't reach there. You just ask a few questions and they just smoothly make that transition. So metamodal questioning, perceptual positioning, and one thing which I have seen, the combination of these two, perceptual positions plus metamodal questioning, is like an awesome combination. It just reveals something or the other about the situation. Then mostly all the metaphors, like the garden and the void, because here you can allow the person to see the issue without feeling the emotional charges so much. So it's like how you're moving around in an aquarium and you see like a big shark there, but you're not afraid because you're kind of safe from it. So in that sense, so metaphors work brilliantly. Garden, void work beautifully for me. So that is something which I use a lot. Then I would say all the delayering things, where you just leave things open and leave it with a little question, like the EFT part or the corrective therapy part, where there is an open space and they can just pick anything, and what they pick has so much relevance to their issue, which they would not have cognitively done. So these are some of the things, and of course the SOFC coaching model, which is like in my initial days when I started my practice as a therapy, where a therapy session initially at least would never go as you plan it. So when you sit before a session, you're like, okay, ऐसा करेंगे, but वो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. So SOFC model, especially initially, because your mind is not trained for that, the whole process. So तो वहाँ पे SOFC like really helped, because that was like an anchor I could always come back to know that I'm on track. Of course, over the period of months and years now, I have been like, modifying even that a bit, but the core concept of any coaching model remains the same. So there is a situation, there is outcome, there are steps. So I end up customizing, and and that's another beauty which I would like to mention is it just helps you to customize. You come up with such wonderful techniques by yourself, impromptu. It's like really gives wonderful results. So yeah, so these are some of my favorites from the CHCP process.
And you can always like refer back कि चलो ये नहीं हो रहा है तो ये कर लेती हूँ.
हाँ, और इतना
हाँ.
सारा टेक्निक्स है ना कि यू जस्ट नेवर लाइक अब क्या करना है. वो
Right.
वैसा सिचुएशन कभी रहता नहीं. यू ऑलवेज समथिंग और द अदर जस्ट पॉप्स अप एंड यू लाइक, so you sometimes go from a garden to an inner child, then to something else. And the beauty about the CHCP techniques, while we're talking about it, is that it has a structure, but it is so flexible in terms of उसका entry exit कहीं पे भी हो सकता है. You can exit a technique, enter into another one.
It is like
It's just wonderful. I mean, I do not know how to. Yeah. So that's and because it is taught in an integrated manner, it makes it all the more easier.
Right.
Yeah.
So Pranita has asked that can you elaborate about your urticaria client you worked with? I don't know how to pronounce this.
Urticaria, yeah.
Urticaria. Okay.
Yeah. So this was a person who had, I wouldn't get into the very technical details, I think, because we have a time limit. But then this was a person who, okay. So this was a person who had urticaria, is a friend of mine, during this lockdown. So there were multiple things that were happening in his space, work related and whatever. What really gave us the break was the void technique. So we started with the void actually. And the representation that his mind brought about the problem using some library and books, it was so amazing. It was so amazing that from there we had all the lead. And then obviously we had the ICE and we had the garden and things like that. But that void, because it was metaphorical, but the way your mind uses the information you already have to portray the current issue, and then when you dwell on it, it just opens up brilliantly. Right. So of course he was taking medications as well, but then there was not much relief from the pain and the irritation that was happening. So that drastically went down. Obviously, then we used visualizations, gave him a recording, so whenever they would listen to it, it would kind of soothe them off. So Pranita, I hope I answered your question.
And if any one of you have any questions for ma'am, then you can always ask us, and she is here. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you that what are the challenges that you faced before learning CHC?
Okay, so I think part of that I just covered right now. So the major stuff was, as I told you, I was on a learning spree. I spent like almost 2.5 years and lakhs of rupees to kind of do different courses, but nothing gave me the confidence. So I was doing it more from a self-exploration point of view. Therapy practice set करने का था और तो बाद में आया. But जब आया तभी भी I didn't have this thing that I can do it. It was not lack of confidence. It was more coming from a sense of responsibility. That will I be a responsible therapist? Do I know enough? Do I know how to work this through? So वो नहीं था, because as I said, it was all compartmentalized. So you go to one training course, they teach you one thing. So all that knowledge is there. Knowledge wise, I was doing great. If you do some energy work, that is there. All the things are there, but they could never come together. And that's where CHCP really, really helped, because CHCP, the way it is taught, and Nitin के बारे में तो मतलब बोलो तो you can speak for an entire day for the kind of trainer that he is. He just puts it up so beautifully that वो challenge मेरा खत्म हो गया. And immediately after I finished so I did it back to back, like Jan to June, I think. I completed my 5 levels, and by mid-June, I had declared my private practice, and I had started getting my those first 10 cases that we have to get. So all of that just started rolling in. So something just shifted within me post CHCP. And one of the case studies which I clearly remembered was not a very initial one, but फिर भी काफी पहले का ही था. Where there was this kid who would get into seizures, okay, and of course all his tests were done, and neurologically he was fine, and it's a college going kid, losing his semesters, losing his exams, unable to concentrate, because any time the seizure could just come up. So he would the kid would get into involuntary body movements and every other thing that follows with the seizure. They tried everything, medications, everything. So the same thing, I mean, so when we got there, all of these techniques that we talked about, so there was the inner child, and there was the garden, and there were multiple techniques that we used. At the end, there was a point where one of the inner childs he comes up with a story, and the person says that this is a story of a movie that he knows. And they were like, what relation does it have to my life? We're like, let's just go with it. There's definitely some correlation. And before we reached there was a lot of cognitive work which was done with respect to, what are the changed patterns which his system can use to, vent out. So basically for him, it was a stored up energy, which was just coming out involuntarily at night because that energy was not being addressed. Energy in terms of anger or irritation and all of that. So it was just there in his system. So when it would peak to a certain point, it would just flow out as these involuntary movements. So cognitively, we had done some work where his system had identified alternate patterns of behavior and all of that. This last session, the second last session, the last one was a summary with the parents. The second last session, where we did this, I don't remember whether it was an IC or a visualization, but somewhere the story came up, and it was amazing how his mind used the characters in the movie to completely come to an end of the story, which was in complete resonance with what was agreed cognitively. I mean, metaphorically resonating, not even clearly. It was a metaphoric. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Okay. So in that session, I almost like an astrologer predicted that this thing is of the past, because that shift is so visible in that one session. So and again, thanks to CHCP, because it gives you so many techniques that we could just go one after the other, and this was like a beautiful finale. So that is one thing, though there have been not many, but quite a few such aha kind of sessions, but this is one thing which I like clearly remember, all thanks to the range of techniques that we have.
Right. So can you share what were the techniques that you used, like if you remember?
With this person, this is long back actually, but yeah, majorly the techniques were IC. There was definitely an inner child. There was a lot of meta-model questioning, a bit of reframing. Why I say it this way is because, as I said, there's always an entry and exit from one technique to another. So a bit of reframing, a lot of cognitive meta-model questioning, IC, void. And at the end, it was an IC or a visualization, I'm not really sure, but one of it, where this whole story just popped up in the middle of the session, and then and then after that, it was it was like we both had nothing to say. I mean, we just knew that this is the end. Nothing more needs to be done. So the expression on his face, I don't know. I mean, I just can't describe it, but yeah. So most of these techniques.
So it was like...
Yeah, I mean, it was just, matlab wo system, that everything that happens in that space, that kind of put a full stop. Ki bas, ab ho gaya. We both felt ki ho gaya, it's done. And technically, I mean, till date, I kind of follow up with him regularly. I mean, not regularly, but once in a while. And the kid is doing well, finished his graduation, doing a job, and not an episode of the seizures anymore.
Wow. So Misbah ma'am has said that, hi guys, great to see you both.
Hey, hi Misbah.
And Pranita has asked that...
I saw your cute little video, the one which you hijacked into Nitin's video.
So Pranita has asked that, are there any techniques, just a second, are there any techniques on non-CHCP or CHCP you can pinpoint when you need it per se? So any CHCP
I didn't get
or
the question.
non-CHCP? Okay, I'll repeat it again. So are there any techniques or any non-CHCP or any CHCP techniques that you can pinpoint to when you need it per se? Like the techniques
when you need it per se. The techniques that I use. Yeah, so mostly, as I said, there is definitely the soft C to start with. Though, as I said, there's a little variation that I do to it. But then, yeah, overall, it's the same thing. Generally, it starts with any kind of metaphors, like it can be a garden or a void or even a corrective therapy. So these are the things where you blindly get into an issue and you just get some leads or the other. A lot of meta-model questioning, because at the end, so once you come to some kind of a belief, I forgot mentioning with this guy also, and generally also, levels of transformation. This has been a technique which I kind of probably underestimated because it seems like a long process. So when I started, this would be like one of the last techniques I would use because there's so many stages you got to go and come
Huh.
back, and then
Yes.
explaining oneness to people. That was a challenge
Yes.
for me because
Yes.
I have a spiritual orientation. So for me, like when I say the moment oneness, if I can just close my eyes right now, I would get into a different zone. But then I couldn't get that out with a few people initially. So it took me a while to kind of get people to get to their oneness. तो वो थोड़ा सा चैलेंजिंग था, उस चक्कर में मैं नहीं यूज करती थी शुरू में. But then some of the you know no challenges big or small, but some of the more complicated challenges, levels of transformation does a beautiful job. Because if
Yes.
you simply try to identify the belief system, you simply try to identify the identities you're holding to, it kind of gets tricky at times. But then here it's like a beautiful lineup that there is no way that you can miss because it's sequential. So you
Right.
go from the belief to the identity to the oneness. So levels of transformation, yes, I just use it a lot, especially when it's like a multi-faceted problem. Then yes, so those are some of the techniques. And as I said, delayering, any kind of delayering, all of
So she
these.
has also asked that CHCP and non-CHCP techniques. So CHCP is covered. Any non-CHCP technique?
Any non-say, so there are certain breathing techniques that are there. Then there are some body stretches which I use very rarely. So these are my future plans actually. So there are some areas where I have a resistance to. I kind of tend not to use some of those techniques. So these are non-CHCP techniques that I'm talking about. So there was some like the energy healing. I know it works, but then I somehow haven't been able to use it yet. So majorly for me right now it is hypnosis, NLP, and yeah, some of the breathwork exercises, or maybe something. I would also include spirituality, but when I say spirituality, I don't mean it as a religion. It is just the way you look at something. So for somebody, I can just give an example. So this is more like from an understanding perspective. So somebody had had this idea that once you are responsible for somebody, you got to like keep things in control. So, and the person would interchangeably use the words attachment and responsibility. Okay. So, the idea of responsibility, that it's your ability to respond to a situation. Okay. And that is not necessarily, in fact, they're oxymoron, they are opposites to each other. So,
Right.
attachment is you're trying to keep in control, and responsibility is like you do whatever. I can tell you what is probably helpful, but you do whatever, and I still have the ability to respond to it in a good way.
True.
Attachment and out of control is where you try to tell people that don't do this because if you do this, this will happen and I can't take that. So you don't do this. So this
Right.
kind of, so this is what when I say spirituality. So there are, it's more a cognitive stuff. It's not a technique per se, but getting the understanding of responsibility right. Because for many people, they feel like it's a pain and not a privilege. Responsibility is actually a privilege that you are able to respond to things whichever way you
Right.
want. So something like this would fall under a non-CHCP stuff. So some of the spiritual stuff would probably follow there. But finally, it's all spiritual because it's all about your own inner shift. But yeah, technique-wise,
Yes.
okay, these are some of the things.
Perfect.
Energy work definitely is something
Yes.
I would like to explore, which is probably a non-CHCP work, but I haven't yet used it very much.
Perfect. So any other questions? And hope we have answered your question. So you have been mentioning about meta models. So can you give a quick idea about what is meta models for the audience who don't know about it?
So basically, the questions which you ask to kind of get them to an understanding about their uh, generalizations, deletions, distortions. So people have all kinds of things which they keep telling themselves that this is always like this. ये बंदा हमेशा ही ऐसा करता है. So like for example, for somebody it was like if somebody doesn't take my call, that means they are ignoring me. Okay, so a person who was having issues of feeling lonely, they would be like, yaar friends ko bhi call karte, they don't pick the call, they also ignore me. So this is a belief that you have that somebody is not picking up a call. So then you ask something like, okay, has there ever been a time where you were not able to pick a call of a dear friend?
Right.
Right? So you don't have to tell them that. So One way is you preach and you tell them that you know what, जरूरी नहीं है ना, हो सकता है वो busy होगा, हो सकता है ऐसा होगा. You telling that does not have that impact, but you're just putting one question to them. Has there ever been a time where this has happened? And they'll be like, yeah, मैं जब मीटिंग में थी या हाथ में आटा लगा था तो नहीं उठा पाए. So what does that say? So it is like there are these solid belief systems which are like rock solid. वो questioned भी नहीं है. Not even a question. नहीं उठाया मतलब ignore मार रहा है. Okay. Now when you ask a meta model question, what happens is it just forms this one little hole in that brick wall, and then we can actually see that okay, इसके पीछे there is something. So it is not really that way. So like that. So basically for questioning their generalizations, deletions, distortions, like somebody never does that. So when somebody says कि नहीं वो कभी भी नहीं express करते हैं प्यार अपना. So okay, so has there even been at least one occasion where you felt that there was an expression of love? फिर ऐसा सोच के बोलेंगे हाँ तभी तो किया था, ऐसे तो किया था. So it is like, so when they answer it's clear, and then you take it from there and maybe just explain generalization deletions to them, and then so this is like cognitive part where, see, because for any work to happen, unless they cognitively agree to it, it's difficult to bring up. It's not difficult, it's impossible to bring about the change. Once person cognitively agrees, then you can do a lot of other stuff to get them to that space. So that would be...
And also it is very important to ask right sets of questions.
Yes, yes.
Because अगर आपने कुछ गलत पूछा, so the whole thing goes into a toss.
Seriously. और कई बार it also helps for you to, ऐसा होता है ना कि अपन भी, we are also like hypothetically forming hypothesis in a way during therapy. So there is a tendency that you might just assume that to be true and go ahead, whereas the issue is somewhere else. So these are the points, a couple of meta model questions kind of get you back on track कि हम सही जा रहे हैं कि नहीं जा रहे हैं.
Right. So even we don't, mess it up during the session or with the client.
Correct.
So I remember what I told Nitin sir कि sir ये ना मेरे से कभी होता ही नहीं है. So sir asked me, Sanjana, really? So he asked me, Sanjana,
that's
really?
Another one. Really? Seriously. This was when we were training. When we were training with Nitin and he taught us this really, there was probably an entire day or two when we would keep doing this to each other because हम दिन भर इतना बोलते हैं, we also don't realize. And the teammates, हम लोग, fortunately we were like a common team which was going through, and we would ask each other, really? Really?
So we kept so doing it.
And it's effective because सामने वाले के पास जवाब, I mean, even if somebody says that to me, I know that this is not really so. So then you got to accept that this is like, a generalization that you're making.
Right. So, Jyoti ma'am, how important is it for other psychologists and people from the field of psychology or from your field to know about CHCP?
I would say it is extremely important. Because this is one of the courses, I mean there could be many more, I'm not sure about that, but this is one of the courses which is really genuine in its content, in the trainers who train. So we have Mamta and we have Nitin and Misbah. So I had most of my sessions with Nitin. There was another lady called Paulami. She was also very good, but then level 3, 4, 5 for us was with Nitin. So content wise, presentation wise, the depth of knowledge of the trainer and his inexplainable ability to take questions and give you answers, all these skills together makes a CHCP definitely one of the courses that anybody in my field should definitely go for. Because as I said, so couple of things. What helped me, I can only share that. So there was a time when I did all my 5 levels. I actually went back to pre-level 1 videos, and I have this habit of taking down a lot of notes. So I actually did the entire pre-level to a level 5 again on my own. Okay, and so that is one beauty. So you have your online videos accessible anytime, every time. So that is one thing. Second thing about this training is that I think after level 1, we were never tied down to the scripts and books. Okay, so we were always encouraged to understand the technique and then just do it yourself. And because NLP is a part of this course, and that is where I think the difference is, because NLP is taught to you so clearly in the initial part, you get to use that in your scripts, in your suggestions, in everything. In a simple therapy space, every sentence you say can be said in an NLP format to kind of increase the agreeability of it. So the fact that this course brings NLP together with cognitive techniques and hypnosis definitely makes it, in my personal experience, one of the most helpful courses anybody in our field should go for if they're really looking forward to make some helpful transformations in people's lives. Definitely, for sure, no doubts about it. And as I said, this was the course which gave me the space, the sense of responsibility that now I can take this, because there is so much that this course has given me that there is no way I would get stuck somewhere. So, and the online videos are definitely helpful, the demo videos. So the way this entire thing is packaged makes it like really, really worth it, no doubt about it.
And how has CHCP helped you in your personal life?
Personal life, self-hypnosis with all the techniques. So self-hypnosis is something which you can probably learn it anywhere, but all the techniques that CHCP gives you has been like a real boon in my personal life. So things like, so I would have these psychosomatic cuffs which would last for like 2-3 months. They would do all kinds of tests on me, ask me to do a TB test, this test, that test. Nothing would be there. No medications I respond to. As soon as the stressor goes off, I'm fine. Okay. So there have been, of course, even still happen in life where that is an issue. But then self-hypnosis with all these techniques that we have, 2 to 3 sessions max with myself, and I could be, and they have been. It's magical in a way if you talk to the people in my house. So I could be coughing into a session. I mean, I would be coughing before I sit for the session, and 45 minutes, 1.5 hours when I come out, there is no sign of it. So that's the kind of impact it has on me. I use it very, very regularly with myself, with my kid. Both of us are our guinea pigs for me, so I keep doing all kinds of tests on myself. Another thing which has really changed and which I cannot explain logically is this integration thing that happens with the CHCP program has somewhere, I don't know, rewired my, I don't know, my mind system or my brain system, whatever it is.
It seems the internet is slow. Let me check. Oops. Hi, I lost the connection.
Hey, oh, okay. I was wondering if I have gone out of the call. Okay.
Okay. So you were
So
saying
this,
the integration
yeah,
part.
yeah. So I don't know whether it was those months of going through that program with Nitin. Are you there?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes,
So
I am.
that whole, yeah. So that whole process has kind of probably given me a skill of being able to integrate multiple things together and synergize it into something which is beyond the parts. So जैसे gestalt बोलते हैं, something like that has naturally started happening in my life, and that is not just to my therapy space, even in my personal space. They could be just some things which just line up, probably because of this whole integration thing that has happened. So that is one thing. I mean, basically life has become pretty much friction free, I can say. So there's like a smooth walkthrough that is happening. So that is the change in my personal life. Self hypnosis, working on a lot of my issues myself, और अभी तो issues भी कम ही होते जा रहे हैं. So that is how it has benefited me
Perfect.
personally. Yeah.
And I always ask this question to all our alumni. So I would like to ask
Hmm.
you too. What
Hmm.
is your most favorite technique?
My most favorite technique would be all the metaphors, the garden, the
Hmm.
void, and the levels of transformation. One for its sheer volume of pulling everything. Levels of transformation can just go to all nooks and corners and just pull everything out and put it in front of you. And the garden and the void and the correction therapy at one time I was like a big fan of it because कुछ ना कुछ उसमें से ऐसा lead मिलता है that it's like really amazing. So all the metaphors, because without getting into the issue you can get into the issue. So these
Right.
are like my personal favorites. Yeah.
Perfect. And my last question is that can you share your future plans with us?
Future plans. Okay. So it's personal, right?
Hmm.
Huh. Yeah. So basically, I have always been a person who is more in my mind than in my body. So things with my body have never been like a priority for me, and thankfully उसके वजह से अभी तक कोई issues भी हुआ नहीं है. So no, there have been times when it was and I took it up, but yeah, overall. So for me, it has always been like बचपन से पढ़ाई हुआ या एजुकेशन हुआ, सॉफ्टवेयर का जॉब हुआ और अभी का काम, एवरीथिंग इन्वॉल्व्स माई माइंड. बॉडी कभी प्रायोरिटी में आया नहीं. बट एज आई सेड, सम ऑफ द टेक्निक्स दैट आई हैव लर्नड एंड देयर आर
Sorry, the internet is fluctuating.
Yeah. So all the energy stuff, and there are actually I have also like attended certain programs where there is body work that happens. Like you stretch a certain way, you do a certain thing, and there are memories which break, limitations which break. So I have like undergone some of these residential programs where you go and when you come back, you're just doing different stuff with your body, but just those stretches and those postures like we do in yoga. So there are these things which just melt a part of your limitations away. So the future plan for me would be to again integrate. So mind level का integration काफी हद तक I will not say achieved, but yes, I'm pretty comfortable. अभी mind space में कुछ हुआ तो I kind of know how to handle it, but I've not integrated the body and energy aspects of me. So mind plus body plus energy. So if I can put it like everything that I've learned CHCP, not I think you're one. Huh. So plus yoga for the body part and some spiritual practices for the energy part. All of these things together, and maybe if I could again use me as a guinea pig, apply it on me, see the changes, and then maybe bring this together as a package for others who who could help from it. So that is what has started from 1st of August for me. So I'm in that space, learning space once again, exploring, learning. So mind plus body plus energy as a package together is what
Wow.
my future plan is. First for myself, and obviously then for the others.
For that. That's perfect. So, Pranita has said that it's always a pleasure to see you laughing, Jyoti.
Hey, thanks, Pranita. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, thank you, Jyoti ma'am, for your valuable time, your beautiful inputs,
Hey, thank
and
you. Thank you.
thank you, audience, for asking us questions. And I will see
I
you
would like to
all.
mention a special thanks to you definitely for helping me. I mean, for giving me this opportunity. But a big thanks to Nitin for uh, for everything that he has done for me personally and for us as students, because the effort he has taken to bring this course together, and he delivers it with so much of passion. He's such a patient listener. I mean, I'm a person who has like hundreds of questions, and he would just nod his head, answer. And I mean, so a special thanks to Nitin for bringing up this course and allowing us all to be a part of it.
So, yes, thank you, and thank you, everyone. I'll be seeing you all next Wednesday. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.